use Alan Benton's bacon in our ramen broth because it's extraordinarily smoky and it's salty. It just tastes like what bacon should be. This is the real thing.
I'm Alan Benton, and I make hickory smoked bacon and country ham. I went to school to be a teacher in the 60s. I was like most young people in the 60s. I was determined to change the world. I was actually working as a high school guidance counselor. I'd just gotten my master's degree, and they showed me the salary schedule, and I realized I might have made a poor career choice as far as earning a living. My family, both sets of grandparents, farmed with horses and mules. They raised everything they ate. It was very isolated, rural country. With that background, I knew that I could cure hams and make bacon. This was actually brought to us by a local farmer. I realized early on how important it was to use good pork. Every bit of bacon we do, this is the way it starts out. Normally, bacon in packing houses is made by injecting it with a brine solution with thousands of little needles. Ours is made by dry curing. All that's in this is salt and brown sugar. Early in my business days, I had a conversation with my father. I said, I think I'm going to have to cure these hams quicker in order to compete. He sat there for a minute. My dad was a pretty wise guy, and he said, well, son, he said, if you play the other guy's game, you always lose. He said, if you make it good enough, people will come. All right, this is the second stage of cure. This is what I call an equalization cooler. There's really not a secret to the bacon that I make. It's been done for centuries by people all over the world. They hang on this rack for 10 days in here. It's a drying process. This is the final step. After it's aged and dried a little bit, this is where it goes to get the finishing touches of the smokehouse. And as you can see, it's a pretty intense smoke that we put on this stuff. It took a lot of years to get us to this point. I've spent my whole life in pursuit of that flavor. And if you don't like smoke, you're not gonna like my bacon. All right, we're gonna throw a little wood on that fire. We keep our smokehouse going basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We use mostly hickory. We do use some apple wood. We actually burn the hickory wood. We don't use smolder sawdust. We actually burn the hickory wood. It generates some heat. It's late in the day, and I'm basically gonna load this thing up so it'll have enough wood in there to last all night long. I'm very resistant to change. This is old school, but it's the way that we've always done it. But for me, it's crucial. We want to keep that intense smoked flavor and aroma to our product. And you have to be meticulous and keep this thing going and keep the smoke rolling all the time. I can have unchristian thoughts at times if I let my fire go out. We feel like we're just hillbillies doing what hillbillies have been doing in this part of the country for a long, long time.